I don't know which episode we're on, maybe 20 or 21. I don't I don't know. I lost count of it. I got a lot of tutorials that record every day. So yeah, sorry about that. So basically, we already showed with you guys the concepts of a bitwise operation in Swift, and the reason that we use that is that we are going to, as the Apple's documentation said, that we need to do a little bit group. We need to make different group for different entities in our virtual reality thing, and so we can say at the group one, we can collide with the object in group two, with the object with collide. Yeah, what I'm talking about. Yeah, let me rewind that. So maybe I'm going to separate all the entities in my scene into two groups, so group one and group B, group A or group B, and all the entities in group A can collide with entities in group B, but they can't collide with each other inside the group A. Okay, and on the contrary, inside of group B, the object, the entities inside of group B can't collide with each other, but they can only collide with the entities in group A. Okay, so basically just want to sort of group all the entities that we made. As you guys can see, we made a box 1, 2, or sort of a box and sphere, and sphere 1, 2, 3, and we add that to the scene. So basically we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to our scene. We maybe just make a box group as well as a sphere group, and and maybe add a filter to it. Okay, so without further ado, let's just do that. And I spend most of the time in here rather than in Xcode. Okay, so the reason for that is that I'm going to use Copilot to sort of improve the efficiency. Okay, so of course, if you want to use Xcode, if you don't subscribe to Copilot, it's totally okay. Okay, you can just go back to Xcode and use it. And let's get to it. So I think we got a coordinator here. And maybe at the start of coordinator, I'm going to make different groups for that. So maybe here. Okay, and let's say let's make different groups. Let me just comment out. Make different groups of entities. That's pretty good. Copilot even can predict the comment that I'm going to add. That's just brilliant. So let's say we got a the group should be not here. I should declare that at here. Okay, so let me just make it here, and let's say we got sphere as well as box. So let's make a box group. Remember, I'm using a camel casing here. Group GROUP. Sorry about that. GROUP. So box group will be, and I'm going to say collision group. Basically, just want this only collide with one another. So collision, we don't have collision group. So maybe capitalize it. So collision. Yeah, we don't have collision group, so maybe it might just manually do that. Group. Okay, and the Copilot just suggests raw value. If you don't know what is this, you can watch my previous video. I already record a video dedicated to the bitwise operations. So basically, this is just a naming of a certain raw value. Okay, you just initialize a value. And it's definitely going to initialize it. It won't give you any error. Okay, so you can just treat it as a 001. Okay, So yeah, so I'm going to accept the compiler suggestion, and yeah, and of course you can make multiple groups. So I think I got also got some sphere entities here. So where's the sphere? Yeah, we got sphere. Okay, so let me just copy that, and sphere camel casing. So sphere group group. Okay, collision group raw value. Okay, so the reason is just a bitwise operation like left shift is that you need to use different value here but the same value here in order to make these two completely different. Okay, like the shift 1 to the left. Okay, like 1 times 2 and raised to the power of 1, and 1 times 2 raised to the power of 0, so basically it's 1. Okay, if you got even more groups, so maybe you got select more group. I don't have that kind of group yet, but I just want to show you guys you can do that. Okay, you can even let another group, something like that, equals to collision group, and just raise to the power of 2 and raise to the power of 3. Okay, so basically just conform to the formula of a times 2 and raised to the power of whatever value that you have here. Okay, so raised to the power, let me just use the generalized way of doing this, maybe AB. Okay, so A left shift to the B means A raised to the power of 2, A times 2 raised to the power of B, yeah, something like that. Okay, so basically just a different group. Okay, so let's comment it out. So because I only got box group as well as sphere group. I only initialized box 1, 2, 3, even though I have 3 box as well as 3 sphere, but just 2 different classes. So I'm just going to make 2 groups. I think that's already enough. Okay, so we already made 2 groups. So what I'm gonna do next? Pretty simple. We need to add a filter to our object. Okay, so let's just get rid of this one. Okay, just make a little more space to it, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see it more clearly. Just to see the whole picture. It's not clearly, not necessarily clearly. So maybe let's start with the box. Okay, so remember everything we add is connected with the collision. Okay, so inside the collision components we got generate box, nothing to do with the group model default. Yeah, of course you can use it as a trigger. Okay, this depending on what you want to do. Okay, and the filter, yeah, that's the thing where it got a little bit interesting. Right now it's a sensor. Okay, so sense whatever happened to it, but what about I added some rules to the filter? So basically what I only want to ask is to add an initialization and to make it a searching group. Okay, so let's try that and see what the copilot will bring us off. So init dot init. Hopefully we'll just initialize a lot of things. Okay, so let's see the copilot suggests. Init group, box group, mask, sphere group. Yeah, that's pretty close to what I want to write, but I do this because I want to show you guys that there is another step that we haven't done yet, which is mask. Because group, they automatically add a box group to it. So right now, this is a box. So yeah, this is supposed to be in the box group. So box group, mask. Here's the thing that got interesting. We need to add a mask to that group as well. Okay, so we need to add in a you can say a certain rules for the computer to say, hey, this can add some rules to the collision, or this can subtract some sort of thing from our collision. Okay, just bear with me. So this is definitely not the sphere group. Okay, so this thing, let's just leave it blank, and let's do the masking. Okay, so maybe here. Okay, so let's do the masking here. So set up the mask. Okay, and how to set up a mask? Pretty simple. Let me see. So let a we got box group, so maybe yeah, box mask. Pretty brilliant. You just give me the answer. Box mask, collision group mask. That's pretty good. And box group. Yeah, this is not what I want. So maybe another one. So you can go to the next mask collision group D for mask union. Mask. This is like initialization of the mask. Yeah, let's just start with the simple one. Okay, so box mask. Okay, and that will be our collision group. And I'm going to select everything, and except because if you set a box mask and you don't want a certain group to be included, you can add that to inside of this subtracting function. Okay, so you pass the box group to it. Of course, you can also pass the sphere group to it. Okay, so let's just use the box subtract box group to it. Okay, and then let's generate a sphere mask and subtract all the sphere groups to it. Okay, so let's just try this, and we're going to try another way so you guys can see what's really happening. Okay, and remember, we also generated box mask as well as a sphere mask. So what I'm going to do is to add this mask to it. Remember, we got a mask, we haven't filled that yet. Okay, so remember, we got a box here. This is a box collision. So I'm going to say, yeah, of course, pass box mask to it. And yeah, of course, you need to copy that. And let's filter box 2, yeah, here. And let's pass it here. And we got box 3, box 3 here. Okay, so let me find that sensor, and let's copy and paste it here. Okay, so yeah, same methods. We're going to change the sphere as well. So we got sensor. Let's just change that to init. But this time we'll be go for the sphere group and sphere mask as well. Okay, yeah. So let's recopy that and change the sensor here and change the sensor here. Okay, so yeah, I think we pretty much finished that, and I'm going to save it because we got a little green dot here. It means that I haven't saved it. Okay, so once I save it, I can go back to Xcode and actually test our code. This is just some code that we write to explain the concept of bitwise operation. Okay, so I think yeah, we can run that. Okay, this time we got lucky and we got no bug. That's pretty good. And let me adjust the position a little bit. Okay, so let me just move. Yeah, as you guys can see, it's already starting to show. And I'm trying to find where's my third cube. Okay, got it. And yeah, so basically we got 1, let me move it a little bit, 2, 3 sphere, and 1, 2, 3 sphere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to move one of the cube close to the sphere and make it bigger, So we'll just touch, hopefully we'll touch the sphere. Okay, so once these two touched, it will change the color, showing there is collision happening. Okay, and let's just try with two cubes, two spheres. Okay, so as you guys can see, the clearly overlap of these two. Okay, there's clearly overlap of these two, but there's no collision happens because, yeah, you can't collide with all the sphere group. Okay, so let's just move it closer to this one, make it bigger to make sure they will collide. Okay, so it does collide. But even though you got two spheres pretty close to one another, and even though it's sort of engulf, it does not change unless you touch. Let me use my mouse here. Unless you touch the sphere, okay? Unless two different kind of entity collide with one another, they will give you the collision. Okay, if you form the same, same group, you won't able to collide. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what we set out to do. Okay, and yeah, I think it's already pretty long video right now, and yeah,